James Banks here for Up Close Gamers. I'm here with Dignitas Merz. Sadly, you're out of the DreamHack tournament now. You had a quite tough group, really, but what do you think about the group? Was it just your bad play, or was they just playing really good?
A little bit of both. I guess there were really good players, obviously, like Thorsane and Red. And but Terran versus Sergen, Terran versus Terran is my best matchups. So felt good about dodging Protoss. But they're obviously better players than me, but I still felt like I had a shot. But I didn't play my best, and they didn't make so many mistakes either. So
what do you think of the current balance of the game? Because I hear a lot of people throwing out the whole, oh, Zerg might be OP and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts?
I don't know, man. I mean, I'm Terran. I don't really get to whine at balance. But I feel like Protoss is, for me, Terran versus Protoss is really hard. And I don't really know how to play the matchup at all. So personal preference, Protoss is imbalanced. But I mean, results disagree with me, so can't really say much.
So
but, I mean, I think the game is at a pretty decent stage, like balance-wise. I think some tweaks here and there will probably fix it, and also maps, I guess.
So when you say about fixing the maps and stuff, you got any suggestions of your own, or anything you want to see done?
I guess like maybe remove like the really big maps, like Taldarim are obviously too big. Like I think we need like middle-ish big maps, like such as like Antigua Shipyard, stuff like that. As long as they keep close positions and stuff like that out of the game, should be fine. I mean, I think a lot of the balance got fixed just because they introduced new maps, removed close positions and stuff like that. And I mean, RTS games has always been balanced by, I mean, you balance the gameplay, but you also have to balance the maps. And maps play a big role in how the balance works out.
So, coming away from this tournament, what are your plans for the future?
Right now, I don't know. It's the end of the year, and I have some tough exams coming up in school, so I'll have to focus on that for the next month or so, and then we'll see what happens. There's Intel Extreme Masters Kiev that I'm in stage 2 of the qualifiers, and there's 3 stages, so I'll play in that, and hopefully I can qualify for Intel Extreme Masters.
Cool. So what I like to do for Up Close Gamers is ask players like what advice they would give to their fans out there and the people looking to improve. So as a Terran player in the current state of the game, what do you recommend a player should practice on? Because a lot of fans say, oh, should I focus on macro, or should I ladder, or should I find practice partners? What do you prefer for you that helps?
I think for anyone who's not like masters level, like mid-masters level, I think just focusing on standard builds is the best. Like if you play stuff like the 1-1-1 build versus Protoss, or if you do like 2 racks, if you're not at a top level yet, I mean, there's no point in doing builds like that, because the only thing you learn is like the strategy itself, like that specific strategy. But if you play like standard macro games, such as like 1-racks expansion in TVP, for example, you usually get to practice like all different aspects of the game. Like you get to practice early game micro if they're pressuring early, and you get to practice macro because it usually goes to the long game if you're both expanding, stuff like that. So I'd say like always stick to the standard builds that like all the builds that are designed to take you to the mid to late game. You should always focus on that when you're improving, because that's how you'll improve the most in all aspects of the game, I think. So focus on standard builds, like even copy the pro gamers. I think a lot of people are afraid of copying, like people want their own style, but I mean, sometimes you gotta swallow your pride and like find inspiration in other players as well.
Totally agree. So really they should try and learn from the best, and if there is a perfect build, just go with that. So looking at this tournament as a whole, who do you think is going to go on to be, say, could you name the top 3 players that you think?
Oh, I mean, Starcrarft 2 is still such a, in my opinion, volatile game. I mean, like take Huck for example. I mean, Huck is the player who can win MLG and then go to Finland and lose the first round, you know, and so I'm honestly not sure. I feel like I hope Puma takes it, because I mean, he's probably like one of the few Terrans left. So I'm gonna go ahead and say like Puma, Sase maybe, and I think Nurcho may have a good chance. So that's my top 3.
Cool. So you just said about the game being quite volatile. What do you mean by that? Do you mean like because of the players up and down the tournaments, they're not getting so like there's not a consistent kind of first place? And why do you think that is?
I don't know. I mean, I get the feeling like this is me personally speaking. I feel like you're never really like, even if I'm playing someone who's who I'd beat like in a macro game, in a long game, I never feel safe playing them. Like I always feel like I always feel like I can be like cheesed out or something like that. And sometimes like I feel like no matter how I design my build, there's always gonna be like one specific build that hard counters it. And from Brood War, I come from Brood War, and like last 4 or 5 years it wasn't like that. Like I mean, if you had a good build, you could adapt to pretty much anything if you were the superior player, and you'd always win. I mean, if you were the better player, like there's no way you would have lost in a best of 3. But it happens too often still in Starcraft 2, I think. I mean, like there's no consistency. I mean, there's players who perform well at each event, but I mean, there's almost, except MVP then, I guess, but there's almost no one who likes consistently winning. I mean, look at Stefano. He won like 3 events in a row, and now he went out in groups, and he went 0-3. So, I mean, I'm not quite sure why that is. I mean, it's rather annoying, to be honest. But
so, do you think maybe the game needs to develop a bit more before it can get to the level of like what you were saying, where in Starcraft Brood War?
Yeah, definitely. But I think we can get to that point. I mean, it's still a pretty young game. I mean, so but I got into Brood War when it was already like 3 years old. I mean, it's like 11 or 12 years old now. So obviously it was more perfected. So we'll have to wait and see. But I mean, it's just frustrating to see and have it happen to you as well. I mean, sometimes it feels like there are no safe builds in this game, which is kind of annoying. Yeah.
So, looking at that, what do you think about the Heart of the Swarm? What do you think that's going to do to the whole scene when that comes out?
I think, like, as always, one of the races is going to be incredibly imbalanced for like the first month. I guess Zerg probably, because I feel like they're getting all the cool stuff, and after all it's the Zerg expansion, and so it's gonna be messy at first, but hopefully Blizzard will be able to like keep up with the patching and fix the balance quite early. But I don't know, it's gonna be messy for the first months, I think. I mean, you're probably gonna see new players who you've never seen before. It kind of depends. I mean, we'll have to see, but I'm excited for it. I don't think it won't be a new game, obviously. It's just new units. The mechanics and like the philosophy is still going to be the same. So.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much for this interview. Was there anything else you'd like to say? Any shout-outs, anything to your fans?
Well, thanks for anyone who's cheering at me, and thanks to my team, Team Dignitas. Make sure to visit us at teamdignitas.net. Well, that's about it.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.